such a wave of appreciation for the document that we just witnessed. And I think it's really amazing that when you saw these various characters turn up on screen, and when we realized who they were, the sort of recognition that resounded within us is largely due to his efforts.
There was no more footage. That was it. Yeah, it was just so, I mean, you could see the cutaways were sort of strange because it had to be patched together. It was planned about 2 hours before it happened. Alan, my father, called George Pickow, Gene Ritchie's husband, who was a cinematographer. He said, would you please come over and film this? And of course, there was no budget for doing anything. And then it just sat there for 7 years.
There was this music collective in New York that didn't happen in England. I mean, England's a very, I mean, what was interesting about the movie was, you know, the one English person in there, the woman playing the dulcimer, was the most depressing one there. And I'm like, oh, well, some things don't change, you know.
I think in my dad's house, in my grandfather's house, it kind of looked like this beautiful film we just saw with all the...
Growing up here in L.A.?
No, this is in Mexico City.
Oh, in Mexico.
Mexico City. And it was like that at my dad's house, like all the time. There would be different musicians from around the world, and
was your dad a musician?
Yes, yes. So was my grandfather, and I just remember being a kid and hearing my dad tell all these stories about Mexico City and all the different musicians and different artists that would just get together in a house like that, you know, and being a kid growing up in that was pretty bizarre.
So tell us really briefly, before we get into the first song there, how you came from Fleet Foxes into moving into this solo project, Father John Misty.
I quit. I don't think people are used to shred. I don't think most people in that idiom are used to shredding or being instructed to shred at all. Like the pedal steel dude, like Ben, he came in and it was on that same tune,
yeah.
and I was like, now on this one, like, what do I want you to do? And he cut me off, and he's like, just like really minimal, really pretty, you know, like kind of sweeping, like I get it. And I was like, no, dude, I want you to like do a couple lines and fucking go crazy on this thing. Just like, I want some like cowboy bebop nonsense. And
From the time I was 2 till I was 8, it's just what my family did. And it was bluegrass instrumentation, but they played Marty Robbins songs and Beach Boys songs and bluegrass and like Nettie Grieger band, like, you know, like all kind of different stuff.